So I'm back from watching the movie Almost Perfect, and I have notes that I took from watching. This is a movie that I was excited to watch because I was like, it seems like something light, something different. And let me just start by saying that. Let me start by telling you that this movie has a lot of positives going for it. I have my own personal, and you will see when we get to the spoilers, like my own personal things, and it's specifically about two things specifically that I was like, I don't know about this, but for the most part, this film has the colors and the production are amazing. This movie knows exactly what it is. Like it knows exactly what it is, and it stuck to it in the acting choices, in the soundtrack, the wardrobe, everything played together and worked together for the movie that they were trying to tell. Like they knew exactly the kind of movie that they were trying to make. It's a movie about fashion and about dreams and about like so it feels like that. It's very accurate. There's a scene especially that is so the devil wears Prada coded, and it's very much in that world. So it's very refreshing. It's very like original in that way, and it knows exactly what it's trying to be. Like it's exactly what it's trying to be, and it sticks to that. So I would say that that's very good. I would say that the acting jobs here are fantastic. I'm a big fan of Toke Makinwa. I love that girl. So I really came for her in a lot of ways. But and she did amazing. She did very well. But also there's this girl that I've never seen her before. Her name is Detola Jones. She plays the lead, and she really delivered. So did Omar Omidada, so did Kate Henshaw. Like all the cast, they showed up. Like they really did very well. The colors and the production are good. When I said that everybody look good, everybody look good. There's a scene that Toke comes in, like when she's introduced to this thing and she takes off her glasses. That's not a spoiler because she has to enter the film at some point. So she takes off her glasses and I just said, "Okay, you are a gorgeous girl. You are a gorgeous girl." And then the dates all out to looking good. Everybody look good. Everybody look good. This is the kind of film that I want to ask film. I should say, please give me this lighting people and this production quality. May they give me the lighting I need. They look good. I can tell you they look good. If you want to watch people looking good, go and watch this film. So I would say that's all I can say for those spoilers. Check out the movie if you want to see people looking good and for a nice feel good time. And yeah, it's actually a good film. It's a again sweet film. And now let's get into spoilers so I can tell you the parts of the things that I personally had my own issue with and just general thoughts about this film. All right, let's get into it. So talking about spoilers, the first thing I said was, "Well, for who no one do medicine, man." And also the fact that her mother also has to do medicine. Medicine is too long. You don't even say accounting or business, something that's like 4 years, an 8 year course. Be so real, Sandy. And Sandy burning the sketchbook. I was like, oh, the drama on your own birthday, you're burning. Madam, I said, Sandy, no get joy. Even when she was not giving her other daughter to grief that you two never go marry, you know one go who could take care of you in your own old age. I said, Sandy, you no get joy. Now wow. Then I wrote that when the Xavier introduced, I said Xavier Modi now, which local government area? Which local government area now Xavier Modi as name? Eh? I never had know which local government area. Then maybe if you're local government, tell me please. Also, when they went on the dates, two of them, I said, why not they share one plate of food now? When they are doing dates. I said, now one plate why they say for this table. What be this? So when at the end she was now like, I'm still hungry. I said, before I come, really want, and then I said, oh, this was a tasting menu. I said, okay, now why now? Okay. Because I was like, how would you be hungry? When I leave up with one at the share. Then the next thing that I wrote was that the sex scene of Emma, after their dinner. I said, that beg that I was laughing. The way the sex scenes crack me up sometimes in films. When they're on the door trying to turn her around, unzip this thing, her on the bed. I said, this is cracking me up, please. And then the Archibong sisters, both of them really got it on because I said, Uncle, you too, your own sexy. Where did they massage you? Did they massage her for bed? Say, which kind of position did they massage? Well, anyways, um, then when she's approached by Nora to sew her dress for the award show, and she's like, "It's a step too far. It's a step too far. Kwa. My friend can't do that thing." When the door you've been knocking at finally opens, you don't ask questions. You run through. That is how it is. That's from the good wife, and that quote really stuck with me because it's so true. Anyways, um, I said Unkoya and Jesse, who is stopping people from having a love affair? The way that like I'm like, who is stopping both of them? And when they now finally get it on, I'm like, okay, finally they've done it. And now Onkoyo is just self sabotaging herself. I said, Madam, lean into the love that this boy is giving you now. What is going on? I was just confused as to why they were stopping this from happening. Like, who was stopping? This was not a forbidden affair. Like, okay. Then I said, Emma don't they growing? When she started turning her family and her boyfriend to staff, shouting at everybody. When, she called out Nora and then she had to do, I said, do this get a shout for? Please, please. And then these are my notes. This is how I was doing it in real time, watching it in real time. I said women supporting women in the bar scene where that man is trying to take advantage of her when she's drunk and trying to take her home, and those girls come and rescue her. I said women supporting women. Let's thank God for that. Then there's a part where Unkoyo, when Jesse comes to the door and he's like, last night was a mistake. I said last night. At this point in the film, like so much time has passed that I'm like, last night? You people have just said it the other night because say last night, even the way all of us in that cinema were like, last night. And I forget say this maybe this scene was supposed to come earlier because last night don't pass a long time in this film. Then okay, where I said what happened to Liquorose as her assistant? You know that scene where Toke's character now has to go to that random event and Emma is there as her assistant. I was like, for a woman that is so untouchable, like you're really having access to this woman, Emma. And as her assistant, what happened to Liquorose? And now you're inside the car. She tells you get out of the car. Somebody, I'm like, madam, how did Emma become this close to Shola? How interesting. Anyways, and now with Shola stealing her work, is wild. Like Shola stealing her work just brazenly was wild. And I'll talk about Shola for a second because that's one of the things that annoyed me. This is one of the two things that annoyed me in this one. The character of Shola, she's very flawed because we see her, she's a human going through her own personal things with infertility and trying to, and then a husband that's cheating on her, and we really feel for her on a human level, empathy in that way for her character as a person. But then as a businesswoman, she's a piece of crap. Like she's a very horrible boss, and she's stealing people's work. My problem with the film is that somebody in the cinema said something that, especially towards the ending when she now steals Emma's work. Somebody in the cinema says, "Now why she never born Pekin?" And that was what I was afraid that the message will now end up being with like Puma's character, and that's what some people are going to take home, and that bothers me a bit. That it's now like, oh, because she steals her the girl's work, now why she never born Pekin? I just thought, and the movie too didn't do a good job of correcting that narrative. And that is one of my very big issues with this movie. And when that person said it, I was like thinking it as like, I hope this is not what people take from this. And then when that person said it out loud in cinema, I said, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Then the second thing I had issues with was the way the positive moments came out of nowhere. Like, for example, immediately after the sister, like when the sister says, you know what, I'm booking your flight to Calabar, is when the eclectic job comes. I just didn't like it. Was just so immediately. And then immediately after she's fired, Diamond Fashion Week, I sent you email saying, I was like, oh, the way the positive things happen a bit too sporadically for me. In a way that, I mean, obviously, when I know that, okay, it wasn't cool, that applied and all that, but the way it was happening, I also wrote that Sandy and Emma's resolution, I thought there would be more to it. When her mother finally comes to the show and then they resolve it, I thought that there would be more. Like at the end, it's just that she kind of shows up and she's like, I'm proud of you, my daughter. And then tells Shola, oh, we've found out the revelation about Shola and all that. But I thought there'll be more to that. Also, the movie opens with Emma falling down. I thought that the falling would be like she saw her mother and then she fell down out of shock. But in the movie, it doesn't even really act like that. And she even says the line again of now because I know the year word. But I'm like, you just fell, I guess, by accident and you got up. Like there was no I see why you was used at the beginning to start the movie, but then to now say that same line again at the end. Okay. Also, the ending where we now found out about Shola's this thing, right? Shola apologizing was taking me out because she's like, I'm so sorry. I mean it. I'm sorry. I'm like, do you mean it, Shola? Because she's like saying, I'm sorry. And, when I saw your mother, like, I regret those things. But she's saying it in a very, like, I'm, I'm so sorry. I'm like, why are you still playing, like, mischievous and shady, Shola? Like, even when you're being sorry, it was so funny to me. And then, so at that moment when they announced the title card, I'm like, we think happened to the rest of the film. What happened to Nkoyo and the boyfriend? What happened to? And then they announced the after credit scene that Shola and her daughter, I guess her daughter, because she said her stepfather, her daughter and her finally, I guess, make peace based on the fact that I guess she's leaving her stepfather, the daughter's stepfather, and we found out that Nkoyo and Jesse got together. All right. If you do not know who I am, by the way, I'm watching this whole video. My name is VDK. I make movie bingo cards, which you can find on my Substack, vdkfilmclub.substack.com, and I talk about films. This was a good movie, as I've said. Like, they knew exactly what it was, and it was entertaining. It was a good time. People really had a good time in the cinema. It really is what it is. They had an intention. They set out, and they did exactly what they wanted to do, apart from my own little personal pet peeves that I've told you about already. I think it's a fantastic film. Shout out to Iroko TV. Shout out to everybody involved. What a wonderful film. Apart from my drawbacks. Until the next movie that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. And please go and watch a movie. Just support your local cinema. Watch a movie. Especially try and watch something Nollywood. There have been so many good ones. I'll support Nollywood. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.